What's up, St. Louis? This episode is proudly sponsored by our friends over at St. Louis Closet Company. Jennifer Williams and the entire team over there are absolutely amazing. Ever since we first met them a couple months back to run one of the biggest giveaways we've ever done on Instagram. They just gave us some new swag. We got some amazing new hoodies for fall weather. We're going to be giving it out to our guests. But more importantly, St. Louis Closet Company is woman-owned right here in St. Louis. And if you guys are looking to get organized and get your life back on track, stop by their showroom at 2626 South Big Bend, or give them a call at 314-781-9000. Thank you, St. Louis Closet Co. Love you guys.
If you want to hear about St. Louis, tune in to the Bucket List Show weekly. Hear what Marissa and Luke say. It drops every Wednesday. Got a dope new guest every single week. Buckle up for the ride. Who's it gonna be? Who's on the show today? They rep St. Louis. What to do in the loo on a late night, or maybe what to do on a date night. Yeah, Bucket List has you covered. They know what's going on. What's going on? They'll give you, hey, 18 different things to do, or 19 if you need one more to choose. Yeah, this city is a place we call home. A place we call home, yeah.
Hey, St. Louis. Thanks for tuning in to episode 90. We are
90
episodes in. This is so crazy. STL Bucket List Show. I'm your host, Marissa Farrell.
And I am your other host, Luke Farrell. And just want to thank you guys. Our listeners have been continuing to grow. We've almost been doing this show for 2 years now. And it's just inspiring to hear people talk about stories that we talk about on the podcast, because we know that you guys are busy. So spending 45 minutes with us each week is definitely special. And of course, our sponsors, got to shout out my friends over at Four Hands, the wine and cheese place of St. Louis with 5 locations, the St. Louis Closet Company, which is a new sponsor. Can't wait for them to do our closet at the new house. It's gonna be exciting. And then of course our friends over at the Regional Arts Commission of St. Louis, St. Louis's largest public funder for art and art programming in St. Louis. And they have a really cool website called stlouisarts.org where you guys can go and find local art in St. Louis, because St. Louis is an arts town. So,
that's right. So cool.
We have an amazing guest on. We have an award-winning dietitian in here. You might know her as the STL dietitian, but most people know her as Allison Lesko. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm like tickled to be here.
Oh, we're so
That's
excited
so
that
nice.
you could come and make it on.
And we have some goodies.
And we have, and she brought goodies for me, for you,
For us.
for the baby, you know.
So we had some drinks, but then also, which I'm going to be eating a little bit through the episode. Tell us about what you brought us.
Yes, so I am a pumpkin spice girly, but not like you would imagine. Not the Starbucks, but I love, which I'm totally fine with Starbucks. But I brought a pumpkin spice coffee cake,
Oh, wow.
super high in beta carotene, good for babies, eyes and hair and nails, and it's
So
like
sweet.
it's delicious. Honestly, I'm passionate about food that tastes so good, but it also provides you health benefits.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
No.
so excited to have it for dessert.
I'm going to eat it
tonight.
probably about halfway through the episode, because then I can eat the rest on the way home, since we rode together
not
today.
the rest.
Since we rode
Dessert,
together today.
dessert.
But before we get into all the great stuff about what you're doing now, we want to
Yeah.
hear a little bit more about your upbringing. So
Sure.
tell us kind of where you're from. Are you a St. Louis girl?
Yes, I'm from St. Louis.
Yes.
Grew up in South County.
Okay.
My parents are in Sunset Hills right now, and I went to Coriezu Academy, so a small private girls' school. And then I went to St. Louis University for my Bachelor's of Science in Nutrition and Dietetics. A fun fact about me that a lot of people don't know, a lot of my family's in medicine, and so I really enjoy the body and what all microscopically goes on in the body.
And you've
And
always been
so
like that?
I've always just enjoyed health and yes, I thought when I went to SLU that I was going to be a doctor. I was pre-med, and there was one person at SLU who was in the nutrition and dietetics field. She cycled to work every day. She had like 3 kids. She was super fit, and she just looked alive.
Yeah.
And I had to meet her. I spoke with her for a while, and I was like, this is exactly a mesh of everything that I love. Growing up, I had a mom that cooked home-cooked meals every single evening. And so this passion and love for food and health really just made sense for me.
Mm-hmm.
And so I switched into nutrition and dietetics, left pre-med, and now I'm just super passionate about helping people just live their happiest, healthiest lives.
Wow, that's amazing. So how long have you been doing this work after just graduating from college?
Yeah. So after SLU, you have to actually sit for what is called your internship.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a year-long, essentially like a residency
Yeah.
where you rotate in all these different hospitals. Sounds boring. I agree. I am just not your hospital kind of dietitian. So I have a very different journey with my practice than most dietitians. I actually helped a local healthy meals to go company really grow their business kind of at their newer stages. And so I really jumped into the food industry and helping people live a happier, healthier life by eating quality, balanced food.
Nice.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Food is something that we both love.
Yeah.
Food brings us together every day. Like we think about what new food can we try, and that's like a big part of our relationship. So I get so excited talking about food, but I don't always care or think about the benefits of what food I'm eating and what it's doing for my lifestyle. So tell us how you mesh those, because I know you're a foodie yourself as
Oh,
well.
yeah.
And you're not one of those dietitians where it's like, don't eat that, like eat that, but eat only this much. Like, so tell us about how you merge foodie and still wanting to go out on dates and go to nice restaurants.
Balance,
Yes.
the
How do you
balance.
balance both?
It's truly all about balance,
Mhm.
right? I feel very strongly about not giving people a list of things they can't have.
Okay.
Rather than saying, these things you have to stay away from, what does that leave you with? It makes you think, okay, I don't know what to eat. I'm going to starve myself because there's so many things on this list I'm not allowed to have. And it just makes you feel hopeless.
Yeah.
And so in my practice, what I feel so passionate about is telling you all the things you can have, all the things you can do to provide health to your body. And so I love experiences with food. There are many places that I love to go out to eat and share with the people that I care about. And so I want people to know that you can achieve this healthy well-being and still love your life and not be on a diet the whole time. And so that's really like where my heart is at. And that's how I live my life.
So like because you do free consultations for people. And
Yes.
so when you meet with a client, and what's like something that you feel like is a common, like you were just saying, like you don't like giving a list of like what you can't have.
Yes.
Do you feel like that's like a common issue when you're meeting with people? Is like, I'm told this, or like, I don't even know where to start. Like, what are you seeing when you meet with people?
Definitely. I feel like people think about health as this all or nothing thing. Either I'm doing it 500% and I'm pausing any dinner that I want to go meet a friend at because it's not on my diet plan, or I'm not going to travel, or I'm not, I'm saying no to all the things I want to do in life. I'm not going to that holiday dinner because I'm on a diet. Either you're doing it 500% or you're not caring about your health and it's zero. And I believe that in order to sustain long-term health, it's about meeting right in the middle. It's not doing the extreme thing that's so hard that you can't do it next week. It's about figuring out what you can do that's appropriate for you. And that's why everything I do is so custom to my client. So like a nutrition session that I have with you would be so different than Luke.
Yeah.
Because we're going to figure out what's the most important for you. But to kind of answer your point, I think the biggest issue is these extremes. And if you can just like one habit at a time, build it up, it's less daunting.
Right.
And you feel like you can still live your life and you're just feeling better every day and still doing the things that you enjoy.
Sure.
We love
It's
that.
so interesting. I feel like, and I don't know from like the male perspective, like not to genderify anything, but I feel like even as like a woman or young girl, like at a certain age, right? Like you have this idea or you're taught the way that you should eat and like what dieting should look like for yourself. So I feel like as an adult woman, like breaking whatever that like bad habit or information is, like that's hard. Like you're just not as educated in like what that looks like. It's like you were saying, like the extremities of how you feed yourself or how you should look is totally like, it's just insane.
Exactly. And I think too, it's so interesting just zooming back and absorbing and understanding the generations of food habits. There's so much there, and I don't want to get into it too deep, but like the way that we grew up, because we're around the same age, you know, the way that we grew up, it was a lot of fast food and then it was a lot of trendy diets, right? You know, I don't know if I should name some. We will.
Yeah.
Weight Watchers, you know,
Right.
like
That's what
Jenny
Jenny
Craig,
Atkins,
Adkins, right? And so there's so many of those things, and I don't hold it against our parents. They just didn't know, you know? And I think as we are becoming adults and having families, we're kind of assessing like, okay, wait a second. I want to make sure that the message that I give my child is of healthy, balanced, like positive relationships with food. And I feel very strongly about that.
Yeah.
And helping, you know, women and men.
And there's so much more information out there now and research of like, again, like you don't just have to do the Weight Watchers diet. Like you can you can dip into other things and still have a
There's
healthy
a lot of
lifestyle.
tools and a lot of access to it, and that's sometimes overwhelming, and that's why people still need coaches.
Can be. Oh,
you know?
for sure.
People need coaches. I mean, in life and business, and I mean, you look at the best football players in the world; they still have coaches.
Totally.
You know, everyone. So
Right.
you've built a large brand on social media. I know that didn't happen overnight, though. You've been consistently working on that. So tell us, you know, the journey of putting out, you know, health-focused content on social media, and talk about some of the ups and downs that come with that.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's a great question. I would say that you're right. It didn't happen overnight, but I think it came from a place of sharing how I live my life. And as a dietitian with this background, with this education, how do I approach the food industry in St. Louis? How do I navigate, you know, with this knowledge? How do I navigate like making choices? How do I live my life? And so I found that it's grown with clients. They want to know, like, Allison, what do you do when you're in this situation? When you have a holiday party, how do you plan for that? Or what do you like to get when you go out to Louis?
Yeah.
And so it's really just sharing how I live this healthy lifestyle. And then more passionately, as I've grown Lesko Health, I love to give out like nutrition tips. So the reason why behind I'm doing something, because I think that's so important. If you understand the why, you're more likely to then want to repeat that or do that later for you.
Right.
And I love cooking. I love food. And so like this recipe here, I put this out on my social media, and so many people DM'd me and was like, "Oh my God!" As I'm putting the drizzle,
you were drizzling. I saw that.
and
This is
people were
the
like,
fresh
"Oh
drizzle
my
that you
God,
just put
this
on
is the
here."
fresh drizzle." Yeah,
She was just doing it on her story. I just saw
and
it.
so I just love to share this passion for food. And
Do you think some of that comes from like growing up with your mom?
oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, she's Italian, Sicilian.
Totally.
She
That's the
is a
way.
bomb cook.
Yep.
Yeah.
I know
Oh, yeah.
firsthand. Yeah.
But sometimes the Italian cooks, like at least in her family is also Italian, and like sometimes it's heavy. It's heavy carbs, it's heavy and stuff like that. So being able to navigate both of it and be like, let me cook this fire food, but make it healthy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's also something I'm really excited about because my mom will like have traditional food. We all have those recipes of comfort that we grew up with. And with my knowledge, I love to just kind of tweak it in little areas and put something a little bit more healthful in as an ingredient. For example, like instead of, you know, what's a good example? Like I will use a chickpea pasta. If you're putting it all in with the red sauce and you're making something delicious, you will not even be able to tell if it's chickpeas or if it's regular pasta.
That's true.
Now, if you're just having it plain, that's another story. And moderation of all of that, because I love homemade pasta.
Right.
But like little swaps here or there,
Mhm.
swapping in the Greek yogurt for like heavy cream.
I was about to say heavy whipping cream.
Oh,
Prime
yeah.
example.
It like
Mhm.
bumps the protein up. You're getting the probiotics. It's just like little sneaky ways to add things in, and you still feel like you get to live your life.
Mhm. Yeah, you still get to
what it's
enjoy a
all
good
about.
meal.
I
Yeah.
love talking about food. So I want to, before we talk about all your favorite foods and stuff like that, which is really
Yeah.
exciting, I kind of want to talk about some of the challenges of being an independent dietitian, because you said that you're not really that typical hospital one that you were trained for when you
Yeah.
were in college. Like, they don't train you to start your own business. They train you to go work at one of the hospitals.
Mhm.
So like, how hard is that to then not only overcome, experience, because at one time you had no experience and you were trying to get experience, but
Yeah.
it's hard to do that. So working at other companies is great, but like, how have you built your brand, and like, what are some of the struggles that have been coming from owning your own business and owning your own practice, because it all falls on you at the end of the day.
Which we talked about
Yeah.
earlier.
All the hats.
Before. Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Yes.
wear all the hats. I am like running around doing everything. I am the admin. I am the person doing the marketing. I make the sessions happen. We
Yeah.
do it all. And
All the scheduling,
all of the
calls,
scheduling,
the
yeah.
follow-up emails,
No, it's everything.
I can't imagine. Like,
And so I do have like a smaller team, but they're not, full time, and it's not their business. And so you guys know, like, having your own business, your baby, it just like first of all, you do whatever it takes. And so there are definitely like the hustle's real. There are long nights. And there are times when I'm like showing up at an event and I'm like, after, 10, 12 hours of seeing clients, and I'm like, all right, I'm tired here, but I think I just keep the perspective so positive. It's an opportunity for me to create impact in St. Louis and beyond. That is on my terms, right? And that's really amazing to do it in a way that honors me. And so it can be challenging, it can be very challenging.
Yeah.
Remind me again your question.
I think of like some of the struggles of like, so one of the other questions,
yeah.
so you answered the first one, but the other question was like the struggles of getting in front of the people that you want to get in front of, because like they go online and like you might not show up on Google.
It's like,
and
it's
somebody
just you.
searches.
It's like
really
your
like,
name and like, how are you in the forefront of people's faces? That's like a singular business
could be a
owner.
word of mouth referral.
It's interesting. Yeah. I would say majority of my clients right now are referrals, like word of mouth. If someone has worked with me in the past, they had an amazing experience, now they're able to go off, and that's my goal, is for my clients to not stay with me forever. I need them to go off and be able to do this on their own. Likely you're going to tell your mom, your aunt, your best friend, whatever. And it's a trickle effect. To piggyback off of that, I get a lot of people on social media. And I think with my Lesko Health page, but I also think just me sharing how I live my life, people feel this sense of like relief that, oh my God, she's not on this restrictive thing and her life is miserable. I want to live like that. And so I feel like that's been able to reach a lot of people. And being a one-man kind of show or woman kind of show, it's been really cool. Now we have, Lesko Health has a wait list of clients, which is, I am like floored by it. It's so amazing. Now I'm thinking like 5-10 years, what do we need to do to continue supporting this amazing community in St. Louis and maybe beyond, right? And so as a business owner, you're always thinking about like, how can you help more? We've got some cool things coming out in January, so I'll throw out a little tidbit with that. But moreover, I think just being authentically sharing who I am on social, I think that people feel that, and then they're like, I feel like I can express to Allison the things that I'm struggling with, and I can figure out how to like,
make a change,
and figure out a lifestyle that's sustainable for them. Yeah.
So, oh my gosh, I just had a question.
I was gonna piggy, and I'll let you think of that. But as far as like what you're saying about authenticity, and I think that people can see through that, and that's the best part about what you're doing is like, if you're telling me how to live and eat, but you're not replicating those same practices, it's really hard. It's like who do you learn from? You learn from people that are doing what you want to do or look like you, who want to look like that. So I think that that's great, and I think that's the best part about it is because I don't want to have like a coach send me, and I keep calling you a coach, but
it's essentially a coach too.
Yeah, you're a coach to me. But I keep like as somebody that they just send you a printout PDF each week with recipes. It's like it's more personalized service that you give these people, and sometimes that's a fault. Even in my business, is like I tell the client I'm going to do this, but then I end up like wanting to help them with everything, and then it drives me insane because I'm like, okay, I'm not hired to do that for them, but like you don't have to check in with them or like comment on their picture and said like, oh my gosh, that meal looks so good. Like you're touching all these clients, and that's why your bandwidth is thin, because it's like how many people can I genuinely actually give my 100% effort to? And that's hard.
It's hard.
Yes,
it's so hard.
Back in the day, you're like, I got 3 clients, I feel good, I can help.
Like I
all
can do
3
anything.
of these.
Text me at any time.
Yeah.
I got you. If you're having a hard day, text me. I got you.
And
I still get those.
But then, like, how
And I love
draining
them.
can that be for you too?
Yeah.
Because like beyond just like nutritional health and like well-being, it's like mental health and like like the wear and tear.
Oh my gosh.
And that.
And it's crazy because food intertwines so deeply with mental health and stress, and your relationship with food kind of it affects everything.
Yeah.
And so we dabble into all those areas. Oh yeah.
I thought of what I was going to say.
Go
So Lesko Health. And so we've been talking to you as the STL dietitian,
Yes.
but let's talk about your branding and Lesko and what that looks like for you.
It is truly an extension of me and how I live my life and how I've helped. I've gotten the opportunity to help thousands of St. Louisans achieve their best health individually. Not one person has gotten like the same nutrition plan, exact advice. Really, everything is so custom. And so it's a way of me being able to do those custom nutrition plans and coaching, essentially, providing like all the resources you would need to then make healthy eating a lifestyle for you.
So then they can find you through Instagram.
Yes.
Like it's on your bio.
Yes.
Is there any
Other ways?
The website.
Yep,
Like,
totally the website.
Pregnancy brain is sucking out my words, basic words, but yes, the website.
I hear you. Yes, the website for sure. And there's like a little section on the website where you can schedule your own free consult. So if it's something that you just want to learn more about, what does that look like for me? You can schedule a free consultation. We'll hop on a call and we'll talk specifically about what you're struggling with and then what my expert recommendations would be in regards to support, and often give you like tips and goals and all the fun things along the way.
Nice.
So you give support to thousands of people.
Yes.
Who gives support to you? Talk about your support system.
Oh my gosh. I mean, my family, my friends, my fiance. My fiance is signed up for it for sure.
For better or for worse.
For better or for worse.
You have to. Yeah.
And he is also, part of the company, whether he realizes it or not. Your partner it's a part of your life.
Yeah.
And when you're so passionate about it, the people that are closest to you, it becomes part of their lives as well. And so I really, truly wouldn't have it any other way.
Oh, perfectly said.
Does your fiance have a Lesko plan?
Ooh, he's got lots of plans. So he has a different scope because obviously he is more in kind of the science and research kind of area of his life right now, but he's also like an avid cyclist. So nutrition for him, he is like also my guinea pig. I'm like, listen up, we're going to make some pumpkin coffee cake and you're going to try it. And he uses it for his sports. We talk about his performance. So essentially he gets free services from me for life.
That's
the
awesome.
best kind of, I love that.
Yeah.
So let's talk about just your impact on people and those that you've helped. Like at what point in this process in your journey did you see and be like, what I'm doing, like there's purpose, there's reason behind it?
Ooh, that is such a good question. And so I would say actually bringing back me talking about being in the hospital, doing like rotations for schooling, patients who are super sick. Like I used to do tube feeding calculations to make sure that they were getting enough protein, carbs, fat, electrolytes, everything when they couldn't even eat themselves. And so these people were so sick. And I just remember thinking to myself, I don't think that this is my calling in the hospital, because they're to the point where they're so sick. Like, how much can I really help them? And so I have a passion for preventative health. You're just not going to, a trainer nowadays just because you want to lose weight. You're going because you want to just create a healthy lifestyle. Same thing with me as your dietitian. It's not necessarily because you need to lose weight. It's really because you care about the next 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years of your life and how you're going to show up to that life as your best self. And so I've felt this impact ever since I made a conscious choice to not be in the hospital setting. And I think that kind of sounds sad, actually, but there's so much amazing benefit to the workers in the hospital setting. It just wasn't for me.
I understand that.
And so,
and you took your own path and the work that you're doing, and you're like, this is purposeful for me, and this is what I can do.
I think preventative is, I think that when you say that, I think that that's like what we're starting to think about becoming parents is like, yeah, we used to just care about ourselves, but now it's not about us anymore.
Correct.
Exactly.
So being able to be like, yes, we're 28 now, we feel good, we feel healthy, but you
we
never
can
know.
do better.
Yeah.
Because we're not just here on earth for ourselves anymore. There's other people to take care of.
It's another level of motivation, right?
The impact is crazy. It's awesome to like take a step back. Somebody said this at our wedding a long time ago. They're like, what advice would you have at our wedding? And they're like, just take a step back in the back of the room and like look at all the people that are here supporting you. And that would be my advice to you, to your wedding when it comes up.
Yes.
But
taking
like,
all the love.
everybody's so worried about how their makeup look, how's their hair look, how's this look. But like, just take a step back and just like look at everybody that's there hanging out, families intertwined, and like all there to support two people. And like, that's what I would look at your business. It's like, sometimes there's bad months and it's like, oh my gosh, I lost like a bunch of clients, or maybe I couldn't help somebody this month, or something happened. Like, something happens all the time. But it's nice Marissa told me this the other day, like I was super stressed out. And she's like, look at what you've done. And like, I looked back and I started like looking on Instagram, because it's easy for me to like see highlights on Instagram. Like, we actually have done a lot of cool shit.
Don't be stressed about what you need to do or what you haven't done. Look at what you have done. Always first.
And then it makes you feel full. And that's why I think grateful. Like, you're full of, these things. And
any stress, just look, you've done stuff. Any doubt you have, like, look at where you've come from. Like, that's always like my big thing to like anyone.
And she said that to me. She was like grading papers, and she's like, Luke, you've done so much stuff over the past years. Like, just not chill out, but you're like, just like look back at what you've done.
Yeah, don't be too hard on yourself.
I think this level of appreciation is so necessary, especially for an entrepreneur, business owners, right? And you can apply this to nutrition in your health journey as well. So I'm happy that you said this, but it's like, we are always thinking about what's next and what we can achieve more. And it's not that we're not going to continue to achieve those things. We totally are. But to stop, pause, to look at how far you've come and have a level of appreciation for it is so essential. And the same thing I do with my clients. It's not about, okay, we gave you a nutrition plan, go on and do it, and we never talk again. Like, you almost have to mentally catch up with how your body's responding and how you're feeling throughout the journey. So you have to pause for a second and be like, oh my gosh, I lost 80 pounds. Like, first of all, I need to like give myself some credit, and really just like appreciate how far you've come, because 5 years ago, you would dream to be at the place that you are now.
Like, even as small as taking the step to meet with you, like to recognize like there's a change I want to make in my life, and like take that initiative to do it. Like that alone.
Yeah. And the meeting itself, and it sounds like they get a lot of value just out of the initial meeting.
Oh my gosh,
and then
they do.
Even if once they begin to invest in their health, then it's like, and it's a value exchange. It's like, I'm investing in this, I'm committed. And that's what I think about, like, whether you pay gym memberships, it's like, okay, you can go to Club Fitness and pay $10 a month, but are you going to go? But if you buy a trainer for $200 a week, you're going to go. You're going to show up because that's a big amount of money.
Investing in
It
yourself.
does. Monetary values do hold you accountable, right?
Mhm.
If you're putting $200 to a trainer,
Yeah.
you're going to go.
Mhm.
You're not going to miss that, because if you don't show up, that's $200 down the drain.
That's
Yeah.
right.
For sure. Same
It's-
thing with
Yep.
nutrition too. That level of accountability
Yeah.
takes two to tango. Like, I'll
Mhm.
be there waiting for you, but you got to show up.
Yep.
Yeah.
You got to put in the work.
And people, my clients kill it. Like, I'm so proud of them. And
Yeah.
truly, they are my why. When I look back at some of the patients in the hospital that I helped that got discharged, and then I never got to see them again, even though I knew that they needed me to
Mhm.
continue moving towards their health goals. Now I have this opportunity in my practice to help them. And it's something that we come together to do. It's not me like barking orders at you. It's really saying, hey, if you don't want to do that, like, why not?
yeah.
Do you want to reach these goals? Do you not want to?
And you're able to keep even if they're not
Motivating
working with you
them.
anymore. You're
Oh
just
my
like, you
gosh.
follow up, you swipe up on their story, like,
Oh
hey,
my
what's
gosh.
up?
And it's actually really cool because I'll like bump into my clients out at restaurants or different
Mhm.
places, and seeing them like 5-10 years later, and they're still killing it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I
And that
love
just goes to show you that it's not a quick fix.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's a way of life.
Mhm.
long lasting.
Oh yeah.
Change your habits, change your lifestyle. It's like it's a commitment every day, and like being able to fail and then do
Truly
it again is
Yeah.
the biggest thing. Because then
It's
the
not
Weight
about being
Watchers
perfect.
ones and all these different, like even 75 hard and all these different things, it's like you fail and then it's like, oh, I gotta start over
Yeah.
from the top,
Yeah.
or you restart your days, or you restart your points, or whatever the systems are. They're
Yes.
always,
Yeah.
like points.
Well, it's interesting you say that. There is no start over, right? You get this one life.
Yeah.
You get this one body. So rather than being like, oh my gosh, I messed up, I'm going to beat myself up, there's no point. Take that energy and put it towards actually going to the grocery store and getting a couple things so you can be successful tomorrow.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think how we speak to ourselves too is so essential with, well, I want to say like nutrition growth, but like in this lifestyle change and being able to not beat yourself so much, beat yourself up so much when you do fall off. Because guess what? You're human just like me.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm not perfect.
Right.
Sometimes I want to go out and eat the pizza thing,
Mhm.
and you know I'm going to,
Mhm.
and I'm not going to beat myself up.
Yeah.
I'm going to eat it. I'm going to love it,
Enjoy
be
it.
present with it,
Yeah.
and I'm going to move on.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yep.
That's amazing.
That circles back to like exactly kind of how you even started the episode of just like, you know,
Oh,
you can
yeah.
still live a full life, but you
Mhm.
can also
Enjoy it.
enjoy it.
So
Yeah.
let's talk about you a little
Be
bit
healthy.
more. So you have won an award for the best dietitian, voted on by People, and that
Yes.
was in St. Louis.
A-lister in the
Magazine.
building.
A-list. A couple
A-list.
years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A couple of years in a row
Couple
now.
years consecutively.
Yeah.
Wow. How does that make you feel? Because that's not that's a voted on by people.
Yeah.
So that means people are showing up for you.
It feels the best. I mean, truly, the people are what fill me up. That's why even though I'm exhausted at the end of the day, sometimes I look back and I'm like, I wouldn't change it for the world. I loved every single person I got the opportunity to meet with today. And so to hear them also feel that in return, I feel that in our sessions, and I feel that when I bump into them places outside of our sessions, maybe I'll go meet them at Plank or go get a smoothie with them or something like that. But it's really, it's just meaningful after you work so hard to have a community of people like support you that much and love you that much back.
Right.
How cool is that?
It's
It
the
is cool.
best.
It's cool to be
Yes.
noticed. It's cool to be noticed sometimes.
And get the recognition. And again, like circling kind of back to a couple conversations ago, but like just any doubt that you have, it just reassures like
Mm.
what I'm doing is meaningful.
Yeah,
and
it's
purposeful.
impacting people, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, you have anything?
I had one more.
you got one more? Go for it.
So we talked a little bit briefly about January. I mean, it's November when this episode's coming out. So the end of the year is rolling, or the start of the new year's coming around. What changes or things can people expect from you?
So many good things. So as I'm one human and I love doing the one-on-one support, one-on-one consultations, I want to provide and help more people in that 1 hour setting. And so we'll be doing some fun things. Stay tuned, especially in the new year. That's typically the time that everyone's like New Year's resolutions. I'm going to be healthy. This year's going to be different. And it feels like this fresh start. I want to hone in on that energy and provide more resources for my people in this community. So there's going to be things that involve me, but let's say maybe your budget isn't just to have me one-on-one. There might be some other things coming out that fit your budget, but still allow you to move towards your health goals.
Amazing.
That's awesome. So I have two more things, but the one thing is you've done collaborations with local restaurants, and you used to work, like you said, for a Healthy Meals company, and then also you just did something with Hello Juice as well, which is awesome. So we are actually going to be doing some features on STL Bucket List, like highlighting healthy options at restaurants, which is going to be really, really fun. And you guys will see that rolling out close to the new year as well. But tell us about those collaborations. Like, is that something you want to do more of, like work with more local restaurants and like create dishes? And
I feel very strongly about working with the restaurants that I love eating at. This is another way of me sharing how I live this lifestyle. And so, for example, with Hello Juice, I came on as a nutrition consultant to help them with transparency of their nutrition labels and help them kind of execute, given my expertise, making sure that the things they're executing are nutritionally sound and balanced. And so, yes, I love working in the food, working in the food industry. I'm a foodie. I want to like go out and enjoy the food, and I want to have my community be able to go out and enjoy it as well. So why not, right?
Love it.
Well, let's manifest that. Like, let's hope that these collaborations that we do
Come
will
through.
lead to more. I could see like going to, even like one of Ben Parimba's restaurants and having like options where it's like dietitian approved section where most of his stuff's already approved dietitianally.
It's so great. I love all his food. And I mean, we go there probably on a weekly basis now at this point.
Are you sad that they're moving?
That Mediterranean diet.
I'm sad, but I'm so excited for something new. And when they open up the new location again, it's going to be like, it's going to taste even better, because we would have waited for it.
Yes.
But it's going to be nice to just have a new experience. I love trying new things. But I've got a handful of things that are goodies that I wouldn't let go. And so his restaurants,
For sure.
they're our favorite.
For sure.
Yeah, Olio is just the perfect, it's just the perfect lunch.
It really
No
is.
matter what day of the year, time of the week, like especially in the summer, but it's just always good.
It's so good. And I'm the kind of person that like, if you're going to eat with me, whether it's lunch, dinner, breakfast, whatever, your food is my food. My food is your food. So I like to
Let's share.
I like
Get
to
all the
taste
plates.
everything.
Yeah.
So
Does your fiance like that?
He's learned to like
You're like,
You're
oh, let me
gonna
try
have
that. You
to.
like grab,
Thank
you reach over
you.
there and grab that, and he's like, okay, I did not want that, but
Yes.
You have to decide like
Well, that's
what
how you
you're
order,
ordering
like,
together.
we're
Like,
always like, you
true.
get that, I'm gonna split that. You get that, okay, and then
Yes.
let's get 3 appetizers.
then you get a
And-
little taste of everything.
yes.
Yes.
Like it's not just my meal.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
it.
No, we do that because you're like, oh, you're getting that? Okay, never mind, I won't get that.
It's
Then I'll
funny
get
because
the
like
other
we're
thing.
always on the same page, and I'm like, all right, then you get that.
'Cause
And
it's
then
so boring, like, if we
what's your
both got-
second choice?
Isn't that so hilarious?
Yeah.
It's just funny.
I
Like
love
our
it.
We were
flavor-
somewhere just recently, and you're like, I'm getting this burger, and I was like, I was gonna get that burger, but now I'm not because that would be weird. Because now I want to try your burger, but also try this sandwich.
You got to get something else so we
Yeah.
can taste both of them,
Yeah.
right?
So this is the question that is my favorite question: is the STL bucket list. So we kind of talked about it a little bit. You've been kind of teasing some of your spots, but like, if you were to give the people on that listen to our show your STL bucket list, you can do as many places as you want, but like, you can get as detailed as you want. But this could be like parks, gyms, restaurants, favorite places to eat, favorite activities to do. Like, just give us like an idea of like, what is your ideal STL bucket list, and some items that if the family comes in town, if your fiance's family come in town, where are some places?
Where are
you're
we
taking?
going?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is going to be there's a lot of reasons behind it. Favorite date night place is always going to be Bar Moro. I love the ambiance there. It's such a vibe when you walk in, and the experience is, it makes you feel like you're not in St. Louis.
Right.
I always get the chicken kebab because it's like perfectly grilled with the char marks. I'm not sure if they call it kebab, but it's the chicken
It is. I know what you're
skewers.
talking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah. With the tzatziki, because it's
Mhm.
creamy,
so
with the
good.
pickled cucumber. You guys,
Yeah.
it's like
I
making
brought
me
it home to her
hungry.
one
Yes,
night.
it's
I
so
brought it
good.
home to go to her one time.
It's so good.
Mhm.
I mean, I love everything from there, but
Yeah.
I always get that, and I always get the eggplant. So I'm always,
Yes.
as you'll see me talk about some of the things that I love, I'm always thinking nutrition in the background too. Obviously, I'm being present, but I always try to make sure, like, okay, Allison, you're getting a protein. So that you can feel satisfied. You're getting some veggies in. I'm I'm a volume eater. I guess that's the best way you can call it. And so I want to have tastes of all these things,
Right.
but I also want to make sure that I'm still like being relatively balanced. So
Mhm.
the eggplant is like, oh my
Love
gosh, it's so
eggplant.
good. What else do I love from there? The drinks, actually, I'm not a heavy drinker.
Mhm.
I actually have been dabbling into more of the like non-alcoholic drinks
Mhm.
and some of the things that you can put in those drinks
Oh,
that
yeah.
actually provide you health benefits. Cool. We love like a nighttime,
Mhm.
tart
Mocktail.
cherry mocktail.
Yes.
But Marlboro has like the best drinks, I think. The
Yeah.
espresso martini, get out of here. It's so good.
It is. It is.
I really love Luciano
Yeah,
has been with
Luciano.
the company for a long time, and he came out with a line of wine.
Mhm.
And so something super meaningful like that, I want Luciano's wine.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So you can go there
So
and
you
you
can talk
can
about it.
and you can get it and you can talk to Luciano and he tells you all about it and
And
it's
he's
such
just as
an
passionate about the wine
experience.
as you are about the food that you're about to enjoy. And it makes you
Yes.
feel good every time you. And he looks just like somebody you want to get
You
served.
totally want whatever he tells you to do,
Yeah.
you're gonna do it.
Yeah. Shout out Luciano.
So I like love that for my date night and Perks for us. It's like down the street from us, so we can walk there, and we love like a little date night.
Mhm.
As for like places during the day, I'm a lover of Lona's Little Eats. That's one that wasn't on the list that I gave you guys before, but it's up
Divine.
there.
It's good.
It's so good. Specifically, their spring rolls are so
I've been
fresh.
hearing
My
about those. I
coworker
haven't
says
had
that.
them yet.
Christian,
guys.
he
And that's
loves
right. That's right on
them.
South Grant or
It's off Jefferson.
Jefferson. Okay. Yeah. I
You
gotta
gotta
go
go there
Yeah,
sometime.
it's
there.
good.
That's one of the spots
Yeah.
we'll hit. Yeah.
The-
we'll
I've
hit that
been
spot.
there.
We should.
Have you been there before?
I don't know. You might have
I
brought me home
did because I
sometime.
used to work over there off Jefferson. But yeah, it's
The dumplings, the mushroom dumplings, you can get beef in it too. They like crisp them up, like they flip them over. So when you get them, they're really toasty,
They're
but
soft,
then
but
so
they're
soft.
hot. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, like fry them on one side or like toast them on one side.
Split
I
those with
love
your table.
dumplings. Oh
You
my
gotta have those
gosh.
dumplings. They're
Yeah, you're a
so
dumpling
good.
girl.
Gosh, I get dumplings every time we go to Miley.
And I love the plates. You can be like, you can customize everything and
Mhm.
you can get different types of proteins on there and different starches. And the fried glass noodles are also so amazing. And I
Wow.
always get the smashed cucumber
Mhm.
because it has like chili oil all over
Yes.
it. It's that crunch
Yes.
to kind of cut
Chili
like
oil.
the fat. Oh my gosh, it's
Mhm.
so good.
Wow.
So yeah, we love Lona's.
And that's a good lunch spot too.
That's a great lunch
Really,
spot.
there's
And
like not
Yeah.
like lunch is so underrated in St. Louis.
Well, it's
There's not
hard
that many
to
places
find.
open for lunch, and then
Yeah.
like
It's
when I
true.
want to go like on a Tuesday or a Monday, they're like everything's closed, and I'm
Yeah,
like,
that's
okay, where do I go to
true.
lunch at? You know?
Lona's.
Yeah.
That's where you're gonna go.
For sure.
We love Lona's. We love Fork and Sticks. Have you been
Okay.
there? It's
That
in the
is
loop.
the Thai spot in the loop. Yes.
So good. And one thing about me, I love gut health and I love anti-inflammatory ways of eating. And so they have this soup that's this curry, the green curry with chicken, is like, you guys. And turmeric is so good, de-stressing, reducing inflammation, good for immune
I
system.
just had that turmeric tea.
Turmeric
and
tea
I did
from
feel better. It
Teatopia.
was like
Yeah,
ginger
you
and
did.
from Teatopia. Over
Yeah,
in
you
Cherokee,
did.
And it was great. And I had it iced, and then we walked around. And it felt great.
Mm-hmm.
That's
And I was
so
after
good.
lunch at Fiddlehead Fern, which was a good spot to go
A
to
great
lunch.
spot, one of
Oh
my
my
favorites.
Gosh, that was so good.
Yeah, it was
What else do I love? Oh my gosh. I love, if I could tell you my favorite day of the week, it would be Saturday. And the reason being is because I like to start my morning going to the Tower Grove Farmers Market.
us
And
too.
then, it's so great,
Yep.
isn't it?
There's only a
Mhm.
couple weeks left.
I know. I think
I think this coming weekend
it's the last one.
is the last one. They
So you
still
gotta
do
go.
it like throughout the winter. Like it's just not as advertised.
Mhm.
So
They
watch
do like
out for
pop-ups.
it.
Are you doing like grocery shopping and stuff there, or more just like grabbing snacks and like hanging out?
A little bit of both. Depends on what's in season.
Right.
Especially when like all the fruits, the figs. Did you guys ever have Ivan's figs?
I don't think so.
We should go pick them sometime. He told me I could come. I was like,
There you
great,
go.
I'll be
He's like,
there.
you can come to my farm.
Yeah.
He did.
Oh wow.
They're heirloom, so like passed down from generation to generation. Turkish figs.
I think I've stopped by his tent before or his place before because I've gotten some of his like other produce and stuff
So
like
good.
that. Yeah, see, I don't know this. Like, where do I
See?
find
We
this
gotta
information
go.
out? Like, that's what I'm saying. When you go to the farmer's
tell
market,
you.
you're overstimulated with so many
Yeah,
great
it
things.
can be
That's why you
hard.
just have to like clear your whole morning and just walk all of
And
it.
enjoy it.
Yeah.
Enjoy it.
And then you guys
So let's
know.
talk about your Saturday. So Saturday, let's
yeah.
just talk about your bucket list Saturday.
Okay,
I
yeah.
love this because Ashley from Foodies did this, and she was like,
that's
"I'll
so
do my."
great.
And hers started at the farmer's market
Really?
too.
I
So,
love it. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a great place. That
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I will always go to AO & Co. and get the espresso.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I always get a little side of their sparkling water. Why do I love that? Or like a Topo Chico because
Yeah.
it's so spicy.
I always get a Topo Chico. It's my new thing.
It's the
My
best.
pregnant thing. Yeah.
It's really good. Actually, a fun tip. If you go there and you ask them to put a couple shakes of bitters in there, you can get like grapefruit. I've done cardamom bitters
Okay.
in my Topo Chico and then just like swirl it around.
Mhm.
It's
Okay. I'll
really,
try
really
it.
good too.
Yeah. I'll try it.
Let me know what you
Pro
think.
tips.
Okay.
Pro
Yeah.
That's right.
But I'll go there. We always get that breakfast sandwich,
Yeah.
the egg one
Yep.
from Mayo & Co.
Just the egg and cheese or the egg and.
Why do I love it? The
I
egg and
just-
cheese.
I get that too.
With
it's
the
so good.
it's on like a croissant
Yeah.
or it's a brioche, but it looks like a croissant kind of.
Okay.
It is
Love
so
it.
good. They warm it
If
up
you
for
guys
like
saw
3
my face
minutes.
right
They
now,
warm it up.
it
I just
is-
got that 2 times in the last like week.
It's really good.
Yeah.
It's the perfect toasty on the outside, fluffy on the inside situation. So we'll go there. We'll like taste different things. We might go estate sale shopping, which that app, I guess I can say this, right?
Sure.
This is another bucket list. Download the estatesale.net app.
Okay.
And it'll tell you it'll give you pictures and it'll tell you all the estate sales that are in St.
That's
Louis.
cool.
Really?
Come with me sometime.
You like
Wow.
we always like we randomly will just find ourselves in an estate sale in our neighborhood.
Right?
But like I
Yeah.
love it. Do you
There's been
like
a
you just
few.
buy cool
I
things?
love it.
Yeah.
And sometimes
And
I
you guys
just
love
love
it together?
to like
You guys like to go in together?
he likes it too.
Yeah.
Guys can like estate sales
Of
too.
course.
Although catch me like going with friends a little bit more often. It's just fun to explore. And then to find like the hunt is so fun.
Yeah, it is. Just what treasure. Like
Right?
what treasure is going to appeal to you is going to be totally different than someone else in the house. You know,
I
it's just fun
agree.
to look. Yeah.
And I just feel like it's more meaningful too because then you got to like experience someone's home. This is kind of intimate, but like you got to experience someone's home and then you got to like take their thing and love it in a whole different way
Yeah.
and continue on that love for whatever it is.
Mhm.
I'm
don't
big
know.
into that. I'm big into like
Mm-hmm.
resale and upcycling because like I think that like we have so many clothes.
Yeah.
We have so many things. We have so many all
Do
these
we need
things.
it?
Like do we really need it or can we use something that's already slightly used
Right.
and like still keep it going? Like do we need to keep making more things? I don't know.
Right.
Like there's so many new clothes. I'm like,
I'm
dude,
here
we
for the
have-
trade, right?
I know.
If you're gonna, not that we want to get rid of this, but
Yeah.
if we want to swap it out for
Yeah.
something else, give it to someone that also wants it.
Yeah.
And then before you put something else in your house
Exactly.
new or
That's
or
a
from
good way. Or
an
same with
estate sale.
clothes. I think that
Mhm.
with clothes is like, do I need to get this shirt or should I donate a shirt and then get this shirt maybe and that make you feel better about buying a new shirt?
I think you've got an idea.
That's awesome. Saturdays are great. Date night spots are great. I mean, I think that like our ideal Saturday, we always find ourselves just like up at AO & Co, just on the patio.
We do.
Are you
Uh,
haven't not run
I
into
know
you
when
yet?
you
I
said
don't
that,
know.
I was like, that's so crazy. Because
Yeah.
we probably
Do you wake
go,
up early?
We probably go.
I
a little
do.
Later.
It depends on, I
later.
honor my body too. Like
Yeah.
if I'm feeling more tired, hey, that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's 6, sometimes it's a little
You
bit
kinda let
later.
your body wake yourself
I will
up.
say, getting a good plank workout in, everybody knows it's my favorite place.
Mhm.
Kicks your butt.
Yeah.
You just feel
But it's
good
the-
after.
You feel like you can do anything. You're like,
Yeah.
if I got through that class, I can essentially take on the world.
Sure.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm going to try one of these.
Try
so
it.
before we wrap up, while I'm eating this, if you just want to tell people how they
Yeah.
can support you, how they can follow you, and
Yeah.
kind of any last words, and I'm going to try this and I'll let you guys know.
Yeah, let me know what you think. So you can find me at, I know, good,
Oh my
right? Not
God.
dry. I told
No,
you.
I can hear it. Like,
Oh
I
my
know
gosh,
that's a
babe.
weird
Yeah.
thing to say, but like, oh yeah.
It's so fresh and soft.
Yeah.
I'm
and
so happy
just
that you
made
like
this.
it.
Yeah.
And the glaze on it, like, yeah,
I
it
love a
looks
good
amazing.
glaze. That one isn't the
Yes.
healthiest.
People are gonna be
but-
listening at
but
the
it's
very end, like
balanced,
hearing me,
right?
like I'm like, yeah, this is so good. Into the mic.
But yeah, you can find me at on Instagram, the STL Dietitian or Lesko Health. Follow both of them for nutrition tips, lifestyle, how to book a session with me. There are links on those Instagrams. You can also go to my website, leskohealth.com, and book a free consult there. And you can send me a DM, email me, anything that you need.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Amazing. Well, thank you, Allison.
Yeah, thank you for coming on the show.
me.
It was
Yeah.
great.
This is so fun.
I
Yep.
appreciate it. We'll see you guys next week.
Yay.
Sounds good.
Yay.
Today they rep St. Louis, yeah. They rep St. Louis. They rep St. Louis.